Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2nd, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, February 2nd, 2022, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. 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 Love it. That one definitely wants to be seen, the Four of Wands. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the moon, Pisces, we come through right at our root. I love that. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So much chaos, so much hardship, so much pain that we have been in is starting to be unraveled during this time. Our angels are really going to work on freeing us. And we're going to feel it. It's going to be a really beautiful thing. We then have the Four of Cups. And we have the Queen of Cups. There's some vampiric energy that we're dealing with, some draining energy, overwhelming energy that we're going to be facing. We have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Eight of Wands. Now, with the repeat of the number 8, we tend to take this time very, very seriously, and we need to not be so serious because we're going to rob ourselves of a lot of the joy that's around us, that's out there that we need to connect with. Then we have our public arena self. We have the Four of Wands, celebration and family. We have the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we're born on the cusp with Aries, or if we have fire sign energy within our natal chart, that comes out very strongly in the public arena, meaning we need to be a little bit mindful because we can be very hot-headed during this time. And then we have the Fool. Okay. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. How are we grounding ourselves? How are we rooting ourselves within our world for what we want? How are we feeding ourselves with the energy that is around us, with our surroundings? How are we taking care of us? This is us being grounded. This is us needing to ground ourselves, needing to have this firm, solid basis for which to grow off of. It moves us to our subconscious not subconscious. It moves us to the energy that we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the Prince of Cups. We have to be mindful of ourselves being immature with just enough power to make really big, long-lasting decisions, right? So with the Prince of Cups, it's like that perfect age of when you can push things forward, you can make things happen, but the consequences are going to be intense. So this is going to be a time where we can really let our emotions get the better of us, where the heart and the head have to talk to each other. We're so used to having to have the head lead the way. It has to be logical, right? For it to be right. And this is a time where we're starting to say, let me look at my heart. Let me look at myself. Let me look at what my soul is feeling. It also has to be right there. But we can take it a step further, which we're going to be inclined to, and let our emotions run amok or be sucked in by somebody else who has let their emotions run amok. They have given into chaos, and chaos becomes their guiding light. And that's what we have to be very mindful of during this time. So let's talk about the angel number 22. Now, this is our angels telling us that we are on the right track with the angel number 22, and that our dreams are about to become reality. Not all of our dreams. Do be mindful of this, because we can think, oh, okay, I can do no wrong. My dreams are becoming reality. And yet it's a portion of our dreams. It's a portion of what we are awakening to, what we deeply realize, how it is that we need to move forward. Our angels are also on our side, which is amazing. It is amazing to feel their presence, and we have their presence here at our root, which is absolutely wonderful. Do not let our fears and our doubts hold us back, which we can easily do. Pisces is one of the reasons why we're on this earth, to be able to overcome that, to be able to say, no, there's more to me than fear and doubt and chaos. Now, this is also a time that we are being told to think big and be brave. And this can go in exact opposition to don't let fear and doubt get in your way, right? So think big, be brave, push forward is what we're going to take it as, or put more on your plate. The more that you do, the more that you're going after, the better you will be. That is not necessarily the case, and that isn't going to be the case during this time. We need to take small, kind of bite-sized bites or pieces and be able to move forward, be able to savor that, be able to see how that leads us forward to where we need to be. It's kind of like eating a whole cake. That'll make us sick. It could be a very bad idea. It could be a very great idea in the process. It's like sitting down and eating a whole bag of chips. It's like, okay, it's great, when I'm doing it, which was yesterday, right? But my goodness, does it not make me feel good in the long run? So just be mindful of that. Do not let yourself be overwhelmed by thinking the more I take on, the better it will be. No, quality over quantity during this time. We are also aligning with our soul's path and our soul's purpose, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, if we go deeper into the number 22, we realize that there are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. And the word of God is called the lamp. We have the moon right here. So our lamp is a quieter, gentler thing. It's not the blazing lamp of the sun, but it's the quiet lamp of the moon that is guiding us. And it is the light that of the lamp is this light that we live by. Now, the word light is found 264 times in Scripture. When you have 264 and you divide it by 12, which is the number of divine authority, we have 22, which then again represents the light. And I know that's so convoluted, and it seems like, oh, okay, let's just throw numbers at things and get what we want. But I think it's so beautiful. I think it is so beautiful to sit there and say 22 is telling us to let the light guide us, is telling us to seek what our heart is craving for, to seek how it is that we are opening up the door, to seek our heart. And as a water sign energy, our heart is everything. I mean, we need to embrace our heart. And we can also find it so easy to find pathways, vampiric energy, which comes through right here in our inner selves, that keeps us from being that brilliant, beautiful person that we most definitely need to embrace, need to walk forward in, because we're going to say, oh no, this is chaotic. I couldn't possibly trust my heart this way. I couldn't possibly open up to this. We're not hearing the angels trumpeting around us. And that is a shame. That is a crime right now. So we need to be able to embrace our hearts and ourselves, and do so in this way that says, I'm listening to the illumination around me. It is a quieter, it is a subtler illumination than the sun. So it's not going to smack us over the head like so many other things do. But if I can embrace this quiet, subtle illumination, if I can embrace the confidence and the prosperity that is me, as I let my heart guide me forward, as I listen to my heart and have it connect with my head, meaning that when my heart says, oh, I should do this, listen to your head. And if it's dangerous, if it's going to get you in trouble, don't do it. But see where the heart can lead you. See where listening to the gut, see where listening to the heart, see where these connections can take us. Because we are going to be surprised, Pisces. And we're going to be pleasantly surprised if we start living in authenticity to our emotional understanding, to almost the magic that is a part of us, and what will open. And it moves us. Ooh. Oh, excuse me, I do apologize. And it moves us to the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is here, our angels untangling the mess of life. The messes that we get ourselves in, the chaos of the heart and the soul, the unlogical response that we have to things, and the emotional response that we have to things that we're going to berate ourselves for and say, well, why is this? Because I should be thinking differently. I need to open up my heart, my mind, myself, see where it leads me, see who I am. That's going to be very much at the root of us during this time. And we're going to find things untangling, things that we were stuck around. We can find that there's a bit of anxiety around them. So it can be that if we have to declutter, right? Or if we have to, do something, we'll have anxiety around it. We might need somebody to help us through it. We might need a therapist or a friend or, a spiritual advisor, or we might need somebody to, kind of do the task with us if it's something more physical. But we're going to find that as everything is being untangled during this time, it's going to be a few specific things. It's not going to be everything, that we start to feel that, oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can move forward this way. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what I needed. I needed that moment of vulnerability to ask for help and to be able to say, no, I need help in this, to be able to see ourselves, to be able to move forward. And it brings us to the vampiric energy that's making us think that asking for help is a negative thing. It isn't. It isn't a negative thing at all. What we need to do is say, this is what I need. This is what I want for my world. And what energy is holding me back? What chaos is holding me back within myself? What is it that is denying me at this moment when I am looking at who I am and who I want to be? Because it's that energy, that drain, that we need to look at and say, what is this? It's kind of like the God-shaped hole, right? What is this hole within me that needs to be filled? And what am I filling it with? And it's the negative words of others. It's taking other people's words and making them our truth, and sitting there and saying, well, why can't I live up to this expectation? Because it's not ours. And it was meant to drain us. It was meant to overwhelm us. It was meant to point out our inadequacies. And now we're starting to find ourselves and our voice. And it moves us to the Queen of Cups. It moves us to a place where I honor my heart, my soul, myself, and my love. The Queen of Cups is the most feminine of the queens. Right? She's the most closely linked to the Empress. And there's just this need here to be able to say to my heart, I see you. I feel you. I honor you. I hold you up. You are my grail, right? You are that quest that seems so unobtainable, right? In the Arthurian legends, that's what they're going after. They're going after the grail. In our lives, that's what we're going after. We're going after the connection with our emotions, with our hearts, with ourselves, with our bounty and our beauty. And this is a time where we start to see, oh, I have that within me. I have that connection. We might have numbed it down really well. We might have listened to the way the world laughs at us. And it's so interesting. So I was putting up, the blue right here, the blue background. And I just heard the words, Sarah laughed. And I thought, oh, that's so funny. Because I think about that sometimes in the Old Testament, where Sarah laughed and prolonged her dreams because she didn't have the faith to say, yes, of course it's going to come true. And I thought, well, what if when others laugh at us, instead of us laughing at ourselves, we might be absolutely deadly serious. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to achieve this. But we let their laughter come in. We let their poison, their vampiric energy come in. And we take their laughter and it takes away our dreams. So what if it's not only I laugh at my dreams, I doubt this deep desire of my heart and my soul and myself, but I let the doubt of others guide me, lead me. And that's what we're walking away from. The Eight of Cups is like, I'm done with this. I'm walking away from what I once thought I loved. It's kind of like, I once thought I needed everybody's approval. I once thought I needed, to whatever, to prove to whomever. And now I find I need me. And that's really where we're connecting right here. We're finding that we need ourselves to be able to go on this adventure, to be able to embrace this deeper understanding, to be able to open up the door. And so we're walking away from something that doesn't fit anymore. And as we're walking away from it, we're going to find that things start to change really quickly. It's like all of a sudden things are accelerated, and we're going to look at it and be like, oh my goodness, like, am I moving forward like this? Is this happening? And then it's just going to progress forward quickly, beautifully, intensely, and powerfully. It brings us to the Four of Wands. It brings us to creativity and union and freedom. Here, the Four of Wands is the minor arcana, marriage card. What am I committed to? Not who am I committed to, but what am I committed to? What am I celebrating? What is important within my life? What is the fire that drives me? What is it that illuminates the darkness? What is my moon? So my moon is myself, right? We are represented by the moon in the major arcana. And so that quiet illumination can kind of get eaten up right by the sun, because everybody wants the sun. Everybody wants that illumination. But if you had the sun all the time, it becomes overbearing. It becomes overwhelming. If you have, the polar night and, I forget what it's called. We'll call it the polar days. But, when you have that sunlight all the time, it becomes overwhelming and discombobulating. We need the moon. We need the quiet balance. And so Pisces, so often we can feel like, oh, well, nobody needs my insight. Nobody needs, to hear what I have to say, or I'm not as relevant. No, we are just as relevant. We're just quieter and gentler. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It moves us to the Knight of Wands. And this is flow and fire and intuition, and flow and fire and intuition. How are we flowing with the fire of our intuition, of what we desire, of what we're looking for? Is that fire, illuminating our path, or is it just absolutely burning it all down? Is this a fire of clearing away, the underbrush of the forest so the forest can live well? Or is this the fire that absolutely engulfs and destroys? What is it that we're looking for here? How is it that we're moving forward? We're going to have a tendency, again with the Knight, to make those kind of hasty, immature decisions that we look back at and we're like, oh, why did I do this? But also with the Knight, if we are mindful, if we are present in our passion and our energy, it's like, this is the energy I need to move forward. And this becomes the building block, the cornerstone for which I, change my life, move everything forward with. It becomes the boundless energy that I can create absolutely amazing things with. And it leads us to the Fool. It is us, embracing that kind of Sarah laughs mentality. Do I let their laughter change me? Here it says purity and potential and risk and innocence and desire. Do I let the laughter of others calling me a fool, define who I am, how I see myself, and how I'm moving forward in my energy, in myself, and in what I desire for my life? The Fool is that change. The Fool is that presence. And what we're going to see here is the understanding that every single hero's journey begins with us being a fool, with us being laughed at, with us not being understood. And so we're taking the energy of us and saying, is it worth it? Is it worth it to begin this journey, to embrace my power and my passion and what I want from life? And to say, yes, I see your negativity. I feel your negativity. And it might derail me on my path, but it does not get to destroy me on my path. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, and that is flexibility. That is the sacral chakra. I'm embracing the flexibility of my spirit, of my soul, of myself, of my creation, of my understanding, as I embrace wisdom. Our sacral chakra is where our sensuality, our creativity is held. It is also where a lot of the drama from this life and from past lives are held. And so what we're going to find is that we are being flexible around our pain. We are being flexible around preconceived notions. We are finding ways forward around doors that we didn't know were locked to us. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Prince of Pentacles. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is the secrets and the hiding around money, around prosperity, around success. This is either don't talk about it, it doesn't exist type of thing if we're having problems. And this is also with other people. They're not going to be as forthright as we want them to be. So just be aware of this during this time. Okay, read the fine print. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, and that is the Emperor. If we're born on the cusp with Aries, this is going to come out very, very profoundly. I am claiming my throne. I am claiming my power and my voice and what I desire and what I need and how I'm moving forward for me. And as I do this, I understand myself more and more. As I do this, I say I get to lead the way in my life for what I desire. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, And that is the Five of Cups. Change your mind and change your life. It will be so easy during this time to look at everything that has fallen apart and say, that is my reality. It will be so beneficial during this time to look at what has fallen apart. Turn around and see the Two of Cups, the love, the connection, the beauty, the two, right? This is the number 22. The two that still stand. The two that guide. The two that love. The two that connect. It brings us to our subconscious, emotional self, which is going to be rather public. Like, this change is going to be felt by others. And it's the Ten of Swords. This is the feeling trapped and overwhelmed. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is a sense of, I have learned, I have discovered, and I'm taking this energy and I'm moving myself forward in a way that I hadn't expected, in a way that gets to change my life and gets to, lead me in a direction that is astounding and is beautiful. The Ten of Swords is the sense of transformation. And that's what we're all about. Our hearts are transforming. And we are transformed by our hearts. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that's the Five of Swords. There's something that we're going to be battling. And here it says, upheaval, conflict, loss. The Five of Swords is something that we are battling, that we have battled before. And it can bring up some really intense memories, like, oh, wow, I don't want this. But what we're going to find is that as we're stepping into what we want and who we are, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be the sense of the past holding us back. And what we're going to find is that I need to move forward in the presence of me, in the power of my heart and my desires, in this instinct of who I am. I need to not apologize for my success and for being able to move forward, for not falling into the same traps that I've fallen into before. And I get to take the bounty of my reward, the knowledge, to move me forward and to arm me for later on in life. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Oh, goodness. So let us clear this up so the singing bowl doesn't fall. And let us end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces. And may you have a blessed February 2nd.